Hey, Cooter! Check this out. There's anywhere but here, man, on this here podcast.
Oh, I like me some podcasts, man.
What y'all talking about?
We're talking about anywhere but here.
What's anywhere but here? Anywhere but here in Mississippi?
No, man, anywhere but here over in England.
Hey, we ain't in England.
I know, but that's where the England's from.
What?
Hey, Cletus, remember when we went and saw that movie about the Wars in the Stars and they had like lightsabers and stuff like that? Well, these people here talk about things we like.
Really?
I guarantee.
Well, hot diggity damn. What we waiting for?
Anywhere but here podcast.
Hello and welcome back to Anywhere But Here. This is episode number 54.
It is 54.
Yeah, back into it now after our couple of self-indulgent podcasts.
Allow us a bit of self-indulgence.
Yeah, we're allowed to celebrate the fact that we've been on a year.
Yeah, every week for it, especially us. Like me, I explained one of my ABCs a while ago was blah, 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 blah. Oh,
I don't know.
It popped into my head, and I know there was a reason for it. It was procrastination, wasn't
yes,
it?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, it's good having a week because I've managed to keep it going. You're fine on the.
Yeah.
Anyway,
sorry. I'm messing around with my settings because I can't hear myself.
Tom's playing with himself.
Playing with my knobs.
Yeah.
Because, I have a couple here.
Yeah. And I just played with Tom's knob as well. Now you're peeking. What?
Oh, God,
Because
sorry.
I shouldn't play with your knob. It gets you too excited when you peek.
We said we'd be better in the new year.
Yeah, and we'd be back. And we said we're back. We're not at all. No,
right.
Good.
Yeah, so you wanted to get the housekeeping stuff out of the way, didn't you?
I did. I mean, we tried a couple of weeks with not having the spiel at the beginning and stuff, and then we failed to remember to do it anywhere in the podcast. And occasionally we kind of go, and you can email us, and we just kind of forget about it. And we've not mentioned the Amazon link, which is the best way people can help us. True. Is how we've paid for our hosting and stuff.
So let's do it now.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're listening to this, you probably know where to get it and where to find us on the internet. But for those of you who are just casually dropping in, and hopefully after last week's episode, we picked up a few extra listeners.
Yeah, well, I mean, we got a few extra listeners that week.
We definitely did.
Doubled?
Yeah, pretty much. So thank you again to everyone from A History of Misunderstanding, Drunk Geekcast, Nerd Church, and Stinking Paws, who weren't there, and also Ridgecast.
Yes, yeah, Jake from Ridgecast.
For all taking part in our extravaganza.
Yeah, and thanks for posting out the links and everything as well.
What was it? Charlie said bonanza.
Bonanza. I don't know. I can't do Charlie. I know if when we finally get around to having a drink with them, we'll probably take on Charlie's way of speaking.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know. But yeah, sorry, the housekeeping anyway.
Yes.
So I mean, obviously you can find us abhpod.com.
You can. You can also find us on the abhpod.com. There is the aforementioned Amazon banner, which should be in the top right-hand corner of your screen.
Corner, yeah.
And basically what you do, instead of going to Amazon straight away and buying your stuff, which we know you all do, everyone buys everything from Amazon nowadays pretty much, instead of doing that, you go to abhpod.com, which to be fair is less letters to type than Amazon.com.
Amazon ABH Pod 6, isn't it? They're both 6.
But there's the co.uk, isn't it, for over here? So
it is, I suppose. Yeah, well done. Yeah,
ABHpod.com.
One less character.
Saved. Did you see that? I saved that at the last minute.
Nicely done. It's just helps us. I mean, you don't spend any more, you don't spend any less, unfortunately. No. But what you do spend, a bit of it kicks back to us. And I got reimbursed finally.
Oh, did you?
Because I paid for the hosting at my own account because Amazon take like 3 months to pay you. Yeah. So I got most of it. And
that's good.
The last little bit. So yay.
Sweet.
Yeah, I'm back.
Because basically over Christmas we managed to make the money to renew our hosting for the website for the year, which is great because it means that we don't have to pay for it out of our own pockets.
Yes.
And also, you've not spent any more than you would have done anyway.
No.
So, it all goes...
It's a win-win. You helped us out, and you can carry on doing that, and you can continue to do that because it does help, and we do really appreciate it. So you've got that. I mean, there's a few other methods of contact, like Twitter, at ABHpod for both of us, for the podcast Twitter.
You'll find us on there because we regularly chip in with our own conversations.
Retweet ourselves as well.
Yeah. Well, it's the only way to get the message out there, and we would encourage you, and people do retweet us and things that we're mentioned in, and we're picking up followers at a rapid
quite
rate,
nicely,
I think, which is quite nice. There's also a Facebook site, which is Facebook facebook.com/abhpod.
I believe so.
Yeah,
you
I
set
think
it up.
so.
Yeah.
It's on.
That's what I mean. We haven't said it for so long.
I know, this
'cause we
is weird.
forget.
But, just search Anywhere But Here on Facebook and you'll find us. We're, the only podcast out there that I'm aware of with
Called
that name.
Anywhere But Here, yeah. Was it the YouTube? If you're listening to this, you can watch us on YouTube
you can,
as
if
well.
you want
We
to see our
do
faces.
stuff sometimes.
Yeah, we occasionally...
We look at the camera occasionally.
we like to try to involve the camera once or twice an episode.
yeah, that's ABH Podcast on YouTube.
Yes.
www.youtube.com, ABH Podcast. And if you're listening to us, wherever you're listening to us, there are a few other places you can listen to us. I don't know if you've got any preferred apps. We're on Pocket Casts.
Yep.
We are on...
Stitcher Radio.
We are on iTunes.
We are.
And I looked on here because I've got Windows 8 on my new laptop. I looked at the podcast app and we're not on the Windows podcast.
Are we not?
I added us to my own subscribe list on here, so maybe that will alert Windows that there's a podcast and they might eventually put us on there.
Okay.
But I saw we weren't on there.
Well, that's
it's not on the phone, but it's on the laptop. So I don't know. We might be on Windows. Have a look for us.
Yeah, go and find us there and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe.
If we're not, I mean, you can just add our link to your app. Like if you've got a podcast app, I think you can manually add it anyway.
Okay.
So there you go.
There's many ways to find us, but also it would be nice on all of these various social medias
where you can.
If you just drop us a comment or, like or share our statuses on Facebook or go to the iTunes store and leave us a comment and a rating on there, perhaps. Just a rating. You don't even have to comment.
No, I don't believe you do, actually. We did pick up a new comment. Is that what you're trying to find?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find now. I'm trying to flannel, you see. I'm trying to be very professional.
But you stopped looking to flannel.
I know.
But yeah, we did receive a new comment, which I've got to say is one of my favourites that we've had so far because it's just so honest. And it describes us down to a T. And we know who it is.
Yeah. My laptop's been quite slow.
That's all right. You'll find it.
We'll find it. But yeah, also on the YouTube as well. Make sure you go and thumbs up the episode. Give us a couple of comments.
It does help. All of it helps. It helps us get higher up in the recommended for you lists.
Yeah, and it kind of it puts us out there. People can find it a bit easier, but also if you share stuff, people can then see it, because the Facebook thing especially, it doesn't put the most recent post up, it kind of puts up the most popular one, which I think is
up what you want. We did put out the link for that, didn't we, or a thing about that. It does Facebook's weird one, it only puts out what it thinks you might be interested in. That's the one at the bottom. I think that's the only one we haven't.
I believe it's the only one we've not read out. But basically, we got this on the 15th of January, so it's taken us a little while to actually shout this out.
I've meant to mention it a couple of weeks ago, like when it first went up.
But obviously, there's been a bit going on recently, hasn't there?
Yeah.
We'll
talk about that in a second.
So, Propaganda 4 is the name of the person who's chosen the name.
Yeah, I think that's the name of the company, graphic design company of his.
Okay, but it's proper, like PROPER. Ganda.
Like, have a look.
Yeah.
So have a good look. Propaganda.
Indeed. It says a podcast that covers a variety of topics in news on social media and personal subjects.
Which we do.
Yes.
That's very accurate so far.
Is. There's charming inexactness to the host's knowledge, which is overcome with their likability and enthusiasm for the medium of podcasting.
I don't know what he could mean.
I don't know.
Understand. Inexactness, I think we're pretty accurate with our...
We do so much research. Yeah. I think that's slander.
Yeah. I think we'll have him for that. We do research.
Yes.
Little hint.
Technological stutters can seem a trademark of this pair, but as with the podcast as a whole, is entertaining. Although it's weekly, there are never weak episodes.
Very clever.
That's quite a pun there.
Well done. Technological stutters. I have an admission.
Yeah, you do, don't you?
Yeah, maybe.
And has something to apologise for.
I do. I'm so sorry for everyone that was involved as well, that was tweeting out the abhpod.com/live.
Yeah.
through our I mean, we had a bit of trouble getting all set up and getting started. I was expecting to have 15 minutes to kind of get everything underway, and through that I forgot to post the link to the live stream on our website.
Yeah.
So everyone was posting, "Oh, go to the website to watch it." Nobody could watch it on the website.
Yeah. I went onto the website the next day, and 50 times people tried to access that page.
But like I said to you, it's probably 5 people doing it 10 times.
Yeah.
Or probably 50.
It could have been 50 people doing it once.
But you know,
we don't know, do we?
It didn't affect our download stats like I thought it would, though.
No.
Like everyone still got to watch it, and I have posted it on the videos on that
YouTube
page now.
Stuff. Oh, it is on the page. Yeah.
I was trying to hide my error, but no, I forgot to do it. I mean, obviously, I'm not going to forget to do it again.
However, neither of us managed to point out, even though we didn't know it wasn't going out live, neither of us actually talked to the audience at any point asking for input from
Neither of us looked anywhere for audience interaction.
Nope. Even though I said that it was going to be an interactive experience with your favourite podcasters, it really wasn't. So we failed in that respect. But we got, I think, although the episode was quite scattergun in its in its audio quality and smoothness,
yeah,
I think we got a good episode out of it.
I think we've done all right. Everyone seemed to enjoy themselves.
Yeah,
who
and
took
that's
part.
the point, isn't it?
And people have said, "Oh, we need to do it again. We need to make it regular." And that's all we wanted from it, really.
Yeah. It's just basically, I don't think, and I'm going to make a big assumption here. I don't think there's been. I have not listened to a podcast that has involved 6 separate streams coming in all at once.
No, I've never heard
from
anything.
all over the world.
You've heard like 1 or 2 at most.
Yeah. So it was an experiment to see whether we could do it. I mean, that's our big thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Really, being a little bit experimental. We were the first ones of the Pod Pals.
We pushed the envelope.
Yeah, we were the first ones of the Pod Pals to do. Nerd Church did the Retro Joe one the week or 2 before we did the one with them, didn't they?
Yeah, they did the Skype. Yeah. They were the first of the Pod Pals to kind of reach out
across the ocean.
Yeah.
But
we were planning our Nerd Church one before that went out. Like, we were talking about it from the moment we spoke to them.
Yeah, pretty much.
From the moment Miles made contact. But yeah, I think it went well, and people did seem to enjoy it. And yeah, there were some issues with sound and whatnot.
But it was fine in the end. Everyone got their 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Which is what we set out to achieve.
Yeah, we were like 15-20 minutes for each person. And yeah, I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was fun.
There was a bit of controversy that came out of it.
Yeah, the whole Led Zeppelin thing.
Which
that
I posted
was
that video
interesting.
about.
But I think there might have been a little bit of miscommunication there as well.
Really?
I don't think he meant to attack Led Zeppelin.
Oh no, he wasn't attacking at all. That's like the conversation went on Facebook afterwards. Was like,
right.
He wasn't attacking the musical ability or the fact they made great songs and the ones they did get inspiration from.
Yeah.
He didn't say they were bad songs. He was just saying like they ripped people off, which they did. It was more a case of they didn't credit the people.
Yeah, and like he's also said, whether that's the band or whether that's the management.
Yeah, it's record label kind of like, well, if we don't put them on there, we don't have to pay them, so it's more money for us.
Yeah.
It's
kind of in the way that Bob Kane's name is over everything Batman, even though he barely...
he just came up with the look or the created character.
Not even that. There was a whole episode of Fat Man on Batman about it a couple of weeks ago, and it was a guy called... Oh, Jesus. There was a guy who came up with pretty much 90% of everything Batman.
Right.
At the very beginning, who gets no mention at all.
Oh, wow.
And they're looking to get him a Google Doodle because it would be his birthday on February the 6th.
What, the guy who came up with 90%?
Yeah, what was his name? Something Finger.
Huh? Oh, dear.
I've deleted that already.
You've deleted it?
I can't remember.
Never mind. But yeah, somebody else actually came up with it.
But
so
the thing is, Bob Kane was more forthright and more... He was more savvy with the business side of things and getting things trademarked and stuff. Whereas the guy who actually did all the work, he was a bit he wasn't as aggressive. He wasn't, oh, this is my character. I should get he just kind of worked on it and was it was a bit more passive.
So basically, because Bob Kane brought it to the attention of DC, he took it to DC and said, "Oh, this is the new character we've come up with." Blah blah. He got the credit for it, even though he'd barely done any work.
Yeah, and Bill Finger, I think his name is. I want to say Bill. He never challenged it.
No, it's a shame.
Yeah, because he was just.
It's another Tetris story, really, isn't it?
Yeah. He was just a bit of a doormat. So, you know, these people could have gone after Led Zeppelin at some point. But I think one
of them did.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because that video I posted was only songs from Led Zeppelin 1, the first album. Right. It wasn't actually Led Zeppelin 1, it was just Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
I believe they were only songs from Led Zeppelin, and there are only 2 songs on that album that are 100% original. Right. The others, they might have tiny little bits. Yeah. I was watching that video, I was like, oh, thank fuck. As long as Stairway to Heaven is all theirs. That's not even all theirs.
No, the opening ding, 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 ding. Is that, isn't it? That was another band. Stolen from, that was inspired by another band. Yeah.
And I was just like, it did kind of knock them down in my... But you know, like I say, like what you said, it doesn't... The fact that they did do that doesn't take away from the fact that they are awesome.
Yeah,
and they're great
also,
to listen to.
As Sean from the Nerd Church said as well, who's listening to those original songs?
I don't agree with that point. I don't think that makes it okay.
No?
No. They are still original songs. If it was a little-known punk band in a club, and they kind of took a riff from some other band, and you just happen to know that wasn't their thing, you would go absolutely apeshit. Just because it's Led Zeppelin doesn't mean that, the songs are better, so that makes it okay.
No. I think
it's still wrong.
That legendary status kind of blinds people to it, doesn't it, really?
I think it's still wrong, but they're still fantastic songs.
Because we had a song of ours stolen, didn't we?
Did we?
Yeah, by a band that we quite enjoyed. They played with us a couple of times, and at one gig, we were playing a song that they quite liked, and we were retiring it. It was Gigolo, I believe, was the song that we were retiring because we didn't want to be associated with that kind of material anymore.
You might find out one day why.
Yeah. And then literally like a month later, we saw this same band at
Did we play with them at Dockside?
House.
Yeah, at the Command House, yeah.
And they were on...
They had the riff, didn't they?
They played, the almost exact same... tune.
Yeah. I know who you mean now.
Not the lyrics. They changed the lyrics, but they had the exact same tune.
It was the chorus part, wasn't it?
Yes.
I think. Yeah, I know exactly who you mean now. They were awesome.
Admittedly, we'd retired that song.
And their song was kind of better. But that's because I was so bloody
our
immature.
lyrical content was immature. If we wrote that when we were a lot younger.
Yeah,
and we were
18.
moving on from it. I mean, we could have just rewritten some lyrics to it. And carried on using.
I think we carried on playing it. We played it when we were doing intimate gigs with just friends who happened to like that song a lot. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah.
But I totally forgot about that.
We were slightly outraged at that, weren't we? We were like, hold on.
And at the same time, though, our Sunday morning service song was very, very similar to Church on Sunday by Green Day.
So
it's like, I mean, we didn't.
But that was kind of Corky's thing, though, wasn't it?
He was heavily inspired by other
Green
bands
Day
and Blink-182.
Because
the Girl Freak is damn it.
Yeah, because we it's
like the song sounds totally different, but it's the same chord progression, which is a very, very, common chord progression. It's not difficult to come up with songs around that, but still. Yeah, we were like, but we played pop punk. There's only so much you can do with pop punk.
Exactly, yeah. We stopped playing those two songs in the same set.
No, Girl Freak we always played.
Yeah.
Girl Freak and then the cover of Damn It. Yeah. We totally stopped that.
Because we were playing them at the same time once, and it was just it was quite confusing to play actually because you forget which song.
You kind of go for half speed for the chorus. You're like, no, it's not half speed. It's like staccato strumming. Shit, fuck. Yeah, it's But
and I've stolen lyrics before as well. I'm not gonna lie. Not entire songs, but I
phrasing, and metaphors and things like that.
Yeah, I like.
Not that we used many metaphors. We were a pop punk band.
I like to think that I was doing a homage.
Yeah.
But there was one song in particular where a lot of the lyrics
were
stolen.
See, now you're admitting it.
Yeah, no, fuck it. It's years.
But nobody pulled us up about it.
No, exactly. No one noticed. Not even you, because you're a Static X fan, aren't you?
Yeah, I like Static X. I wouldn't say I'm a fan.
You've got the Machine album, don't you?
I haven't got any of the albums.
Oh, have you not? Oh, okay then.
Actually, I might have had at one time. I might have downloaded it.
I stole a lot of lyrics from one of their songs.
Oh, really?
One of ours, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna have to. You'll have to tell me, and I'll have to listen to it to see if I can tell which song of ours it is.
Yeah.
Will I be able to?
I don't know because no one ever pulled me up on it.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, I don't believe I'm getting away with this.
Shit.
Like,
But to be fair, we actually ripped off ourselves, kind of, like inspired by ourselves, because there's two songs that we used to play regularly, and they were both on the same album. I know they weren't. They were on two separate albums, actually. One was on Take Shortcuts, one was on Amityville.
yeah.
And we used to play them one after the other. And then it was my brother, who's not a pop punk fan. He just came to see us to support us. He came over and, yeah, don't play those two songs next to each other again, because there's that bit that sounds the same. And I was like, really? It's Prayer for the Punks and Apathyville.
Really?
Yeah, there's two parts in that sound the same. I'll show you later.
Yeah. That would be interesting.
There's two parts that sound the same, and it's kind of like, yeah, they are kind of similar, aren't they? Shit, we'll have to stop doing that then. I remember at the time I did tell you, but it's obviously you skipped your memory. But yeah, we ripped off ourselves. I mean, it's hard not to be inspired.
There is something that's ringing a bell about that now, but yeah.
You can't remember the part.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard not to be inspired by other bands.
Yeah.
So,
definitely. I mean, a lot of the stuff has been done.
I didn't want to talk about this anymore.
No, let's not talk about ourselves.
No, I didn't want to talk about the bloody Led Zeppelin thing again, because I feel like we're digging a hole, and then Sean's going to email us and like, what the fuck? And like, oh shit.
We've said all we've had to say on the internet. Blah blah blah. Go and find it.
Yeah.
If you want to, weigh in with your 2 cents, it's on the
Anywhere But Here page.
Anywhere But Here page
for some reason
Facebook.
it posted it as me on the Anywhere But Here page, which I can never do on my phone, but for some reason it did that day.
It's weird,
and then when I
isn't it?
commented on it to reply, it commented as Anywhere But Here. I don't understand Facebook.
Still on the subject of music.
Yes.
I've started watching The Voice again this year.
Oh.
Now I don't mind The Voice.
This year's a lot different.
Yes, it is.
Very different.
I like it because it's not as cynical, or it doesn't seem as cynical as
You
some
don't
of the
have
others.
someone there going, you're crap.
Yeah, it's
Basically.
nicer.
Yeah.
I quite like it. There's no bitch
It's very professional
among them. But that's the thing. It's like they are professional singers, or they're semi-professional.
Well, that's the thing.
Some
Actually,
of them.
I always thought from the first series, I think they said the only people that could apply were semi-professional. They were only gigging singers were allowed to apply. This year they've had a couple. It's their first time performing.
That lawyer guy from last week.
And the accountant last
Yeah.
night. Oh, no, he does
I haven't
karaoke.
watched
Oh,
last
he's a
night's.
guy who does karaoke, but
Yeah.
he doesn't perform, and he's very, that lawyer last week
Was really
oh
good.
my God.
Yeah.
And he's never, ever.
Last week, though, there were two girls
Right.
on that show. One of them was called...
The cousin of one and the...
Well, one of them was the sister of what's-his-face from McFly. Danny Jones.
Yeah.
Her name's Vicky Jones,
Yeah.
right?
He's from Bolton, heavily from Bolton.
Heavily
She's
from Bolton.
not.
She's heavily from Bolton, that girl.
Her accent, she hasn't got her accent.
Yeah.
She didn't have much. Oh, she doesn't sound like him. She hasn't got as heavy as an accent as him.
She sounded like she was from Bolton,
Oh, right,
but
anyway.
to me anyway. But the other one
That's
was
fair
called what's her face? Oh, fucking internet.
I don't know what her name was, but...
She claims to be Adele's cousin.
Yep.
Adele... Who talks like that?
Yeah.
Really sorry about that, by the way.
That's fine.
To our listeners. What's her bloody
Adele's
name?
got horrible...
Georgia Harrop.
Yeah.
And she's from, she's got a Huddersfield
Yeah.
accent.
Yeah,
really
she's-
northern, it just...
That's what, when
to
they
me,
said
it
Adele's
just-
cousin, Liz was like, yeah, but how far? How distant?
Yeah, but also, what made me laugh was both of them were saying, oh, this is my relative,
Yeah.
but it's just about me.
Yeah.
Don't mention it then.
Don't mention your relative, yeah.
Also, when they were doing that Vicky Jones's thing,
Yeah.
she was saying, oh, no, it's all about me this time. He's going to have to come and see my gigs and
Yeah.
stuff. And then they played McFly, It's All About You,
Yeah,
over
yeah,
the
yeah.
top of it.
Which is kind of that's funny. That is, I didn't pick up on the irony
It's
of
so
that.
funny. And then, apparently in the news, there's a couple of headlines here. This Georgia Harrop, Now she doesn't want to be known as Adele's cousin.
Well, don't say it.
Don't say it on the fucking
That's
TV,
how she got
then.
on
that's
in the
how
audition process, basically. Yeah.
It's so,
totally...
I mean, these people are just out for it.
She doesn't look like Adele. She doesn't sound like Adele.
No.
Even singing, she doesn't sound like Adele.
No. She's kind of got a 60s pop.
But Adele hasn't
vibe
come
about
out
her,
and
has
said
it?
she's not. Oh, it says Adele's distant cousin set to impress the voice panel.
Distant cousin.
And she was
though.
all right.
Yeah, she was fine.
Like, I thought Danny Jones' sister was really good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Adele.
But, like, she's not going to get anywhere on her own, so she has to mention Adele.
Yeah.
And now she has mentioned Adele. She wants to distance herself from it because she wants it to be her own. It's not. Like, it's one or the other. You're either good enough to do it on your own back,
Or you're not.
or you're not, and you've got to have that crutch.
But I've still got that whole thing, like I said before, about the X Factor thing, is like, these people wouldn't get anywhere
No.
if it wasn't for the only reason is because they're getting a pseudo celebrity status from being on these shows.
That's right. Yeah.
I don't think there's any of the Voice winners have done anything.
Oh, yeah. No, this is the
I
thing.
can't even remember who won. There was
the first year there was that little girl who won, who was fucking rubbish. She sounded like she smoked about 50.
Oh, actually, I think she's released a few songs since.
Has she?
Yeah, I've heard her on the radio. Because Liz absolutely hated her, but she actually quite liked some of her own songs. That
Right.
But it's very low-key sort of stuff.
I don't think I watched the second
But the first
series.
series, you had Adele, you had Amy Winehouse's best friend.
That's right, yeah.
Fucking Vince. Was it Vince? Yeah. And then you had... There was another guy on there that was slightly
Flamboyant.
famous from something.
Yeah.
From somebody he's related to.
That's right, yeah. There was another guy who'd had a singing career in the past as well, as
Yes.
like a garage act or something like that.
Yeah. Well, this year you had the guy from the Streets.
Yeah.
The singer from the Streets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right. I can't remember his name.
No, it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah.
Nobody really cares.
There's also some girl who was in a girl group, but not a girl group that ever went anywhere as well.
Had the girl from Emmerdale.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
Fucking yeah. So I don't know. You get some people on there. It is much better than the rest of them, but it's still a celebrity.
Yeah.
It's still a reality singing.
I mean,
show.
what I watch for is the judges actually, and what
I love Tom
attracted-
Jones, so I do.
Tom Jones. Oh, he's got
That was
a
good.
whole team full of girls.
When I was singing with Elvis.
yeah, that's always it, isn't it?
It is
Always
brilliant. Like the only
name
fucking
drops.
Welsh town or village I know now is Merthyr Tydfil.
Merthyr Tydfil.
Because that was the other week, wasn't it?
Yeah, or that guy who was dressed like a rockabilly. And
Yeah.
did
Yeah.
all
Oh,
swing
the
stuff.
guy who's like the tattoo
Yeah,
guy.
yeah.
He's
He
like-
was a bit like Richard Cheese,
He
though.
was
That's
really good.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah.
that Richard Cheese thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
Where it's a
yeah.
bit tongue in cheek. He was doing Jump by Van Halen in a swing style.
Yeah. Oh,
and it's
Jesus,
like,
yeah.
that's not going to get you through because it's.
It's great. But like Will.i.am said, I want to see that.
Yeah, oh,
but not
definitely.
on
I
this
love
show.
Richard Cheese.
Yeah.
And I love that whole turning rock and hip hop songs into swing and big band type
It's great
numbers.
fun. But we
It's
used to do that.
really
We were
clever.
turning fucking Shirley Bassey songs into punk songs.
Yeah, and
We were
Lady-
going to do a whole album of
We were-
James Bond themes.
Yeah, it was going to be great. And I wish
We had a
we'd-
couple that were good.
Yeah.
Like Diamonds Are Forever, but...
I really liked doing For Your Eyes Only, actually. It sounded like an AFI track.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Great.
Nostalgia.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We've got recording equipment. Maybe.
We do, yeah. Yeah,
Sorry.
I don't know where... It's just that whole, like, jumping on someone's coattails and then instantly dismissing it
No, the Adele
just
thing, yeah.
really annoys me. But then maybe that's coming from someone who should have jumped on someone's coattails and
You
never
still
did.
could.
I
You still
can't.
could.
I can't. His career's pretty much over.
No, it's not. Oh, he could introduce you to, like, Ricky Gervais or something.
Maybe.
He's got him in his phone. He's got Ricky Gervais's number in his phone. Fuck's sake. Anyway.
Yeah, maybe. We're still not going to name him, though.
No, unless you want to.
Not yet.
He's not sharp anyway.
Yeah, I need to go and see him on my week off, actually.
Cool. Anyway.
Anyway, that's some bit of personal information. What else?
I wanted to talk because I actually finally got around to watching the Muppets the other day.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, meh.
no.
Yeah, meh.
Really?
Yeah, it was like...
Oh.
It's definitely missing Jim Henson's writing.
Yeah.
I think they were trying too hard to write like Jim Henson. I've got notes here,
Have
just in
you?
case I
Oh,
lose
right.
my train
Okay.
of thought.
Yeah.
And it wasn't Paul Williams either, didn't do the music.
No, it
Like
was the
same
guy from Flight of the Conchords.
But it's a
Brett
Muppets.
McKenzie.
It's a Muppets film.
Yeah, but
It's the Muppets. It needs Paul Williams. He's still fair enough. Jim Henson couldn't really write it.
No.
being dead and all.
Yeah.
But like,
It's a
you
bit
could have
difficult.
got Paul Williams quite easily. I think it's just like Jason Segel kind of like wanting to relive his childhood.
It did smack a little bit of nostalgic feeling, but I liked it because I like the Muppets in that way as well. I liked the kind of slightly more modern twist on the comedy in it. I
liked it when they got to the theatre and they started working on all of that stuff, and it started really well, like the intro to it, and then you start the song with them brushing their teeth. I pissed myself laughing.
So good
when they brushing their teeth. The song and dance was good up until he got to the school. He walked into the classroom singing with no music. He pulled out the flowers and went, "Oh, sorry, they got crushed in the dance number." And then you had the bit with Amy Adams singing, then doing the warbling without the music. And then when they left the town, everyone clapped and said, "Oh, they're gone." It's like, how many times do you want to make the same joke in 5 minutes? Like, the Muppets used to break the fourth wall, but they did it in a certain way. This, it was kind of like, oh, if you didn't know we're singing. The one program I've seen that does it really well is the Buffy musical version.
Yeah, I don't think I ever saw that. Still,
but that was because they couldn't help but sing. Like, oh, don't start singing again, and they couldn't help it because there was a demon turning them into a musical. That film, they just made the same joke too many times, and it's not just in that scene, because later on she does it in the cafe as well, where she's singing in the cafe and then bumps into the woman. Oh, sorry. Like, they're making the same joke, and it just really annoyed me. I liked it when he walked into the class. He walked into the classroom singing. I was like, oh, that was really funny. And then he pulled out the flowers. They got crushed in the song and dance. It was like, yeah, you've already done that joke. And then they just kept doing it again and again and again, and it just didn't have the same comedy.
Oh.
Like I say, the bit when they got to the school, the bit when they got to the theatre and started planning the show, like from then on, I thought it was great. But it was just that beginning. It was like, you're trying too hard to be a Muppets film. You don't need to try to be a Muppets film. You are a Muppets film. I know, I was really disappointed. I was so disappointed.
Okay.
Sorry. I just trod on your childhood.
No, I still bloody like it. So fuck yeah.
All right. But yeah, I just... Sorry. We do this a lot. I see you drink and then I go for a drink. But yeah, I was just disappointed. I mean, I'd give it like a 7.
Oops, sorry.
Stop hitting things. Like I'd say it's like a 7. It's fun.
Oh yeah, no, I never said it was like the best film of like, you know,
that
it's
year.
not. It's not.
It was
one of the. It's not in my top 10. It's one of the best films that came out that year, without a doubt.
Yeah, I just felt a little let down. Maybe because it was like you were raving about it.
Possibly,
maybe because HOM were raving about it.
Yeah. I always get that with stuff that people rave about. I
really wanted to like it as well. That's the problem, I think. Yeah. I was just so disappointed. They brought some of the characters in. I was just brilliant. Like, I fucking loved the fact that was it Rolf was in the tribute? No, who was in the tribute band?
Dave Grohl.
Well, yeah, Dave Grohl was Animal. No, it was Fozzie Bear, wasn't it?
Fozzie
had the tribute act, which was brilliant. That was great.
Yeah.
I like it when they say, they've done the travel by map twice. Do it once, please.
Yeah, that's true.
Because at the end, how'd you get it so fast? Oh, I travelled by map. I was like, you done it once. But yeah, sorry, the Rolf story, they're in the car and Rolf's like, how come you didn't revisit how you found me? And when they done it, it's just kind of like, we're getting the band back, we're getting the group back together. And he's like, all right.
Yeah.
He's laying on a hammock. It's like, that is great. Stuff like that is brilliant.
Yeah.
And I was thinking maybe it's because Kermit wasn't the central character, but then I thought, well, Muppets Christmas Carol, like you had a human as a central character.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
I don't know whether I want to see Most Wanted though, the newest one.
No, that's a bit weird, isn't it?
It's
that's
like
what I mean. They're kind of
a Kermit imposter.
It's not Jim Henson Muppets style.
No. I really like this one because it's the first new one in a long while, and I thought
there was a lot of excitement about.
I thought it did the job, but yeah, I think the trailer for Most Wanted, I'm not entirely sure about wanting to go and see. Yeah,
I don't know.
It's sorry. A bit sad.
I'm sorry, everybody.
It's a bit sad that you don't.
I'll
like.
probably
What
watch
about
it again.
the chicken singing "Fuck You"?
Brilliant. If they hadn't oversaturated it on YouTube.
Oh, really? Had it been
not that song, but like any song? They done Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
They done a lot. It's still funny. Like the chicken singing is still brilliant.
Yeah.
Like I fucking love that. But
because I nearly pissed myself in the cinema
because you hadn't seen it before.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I saw loads of videos on YouTube where they done it. But that was that a promotion for the film, or was it after the film come out? I can't
absolutely
remember.
No idea.
But I don't know. It was still funny. I still love them doing that.
Or the Barbershop Quartet doing "Smells Like Teen Spirit."
Yeah, that was good. I like. I can't remember his name. You'll have to forgive me. The guy in the broom closet. Where have you guys been, man?
Oh yeah,
It's like, so good. He's been there
the whole time.
Yeah. But it did have that sense of nostalgia, especially when the show started, the telethon started. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But,
well, it's not for everyone. And I get that kind of thing as well, where people have talked something up so much it can only ever fail.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've mentioned it quite a few times, haven't we?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire ones.
Jesus.
Like
the first one was... The thing is, I liked it when I first saw it, but now when I look back on it, I was like, yeah, that was pretty pants, wasn't it? Even the first one wasn't
The first
great.
one I hated.
Really?
Really didn't get on with it at all. So I didn't go and see the second one. And then everyone had said that the second one was so good, and the third one, that they were adding so much to it, that I went to see the third one.
Oh dear.
I was horribly disappointed by that. And then maybe
even if the rest of the film was good, the emo Spider-Man bit just ruined everything.
Fuck him. I don't know what Sam Raimi must have wanted to be fired. There's no other way around that.
I can't even remember what the second one was. Oh, that was Doc Ock.
The second one was Doc Ock, and I went back to see that maybe
That was quite good.
Yeah, a year or two after seeing the third one. So I watched them all out of sequence. But I really enjoy the second one. The second one's really fucking good.
The first one's a bit meh.
Yeah.
And the third one's like, what?
Yeah.
All those Sandman effects,
Sandman effects was really good, yeah.
Even Venom effects were really good.
Yeah,
the effects.
Yeah, but not the character.
The effects
character
were good.
Was absolute shite.
It was Topher Grace, wasn't it, in that 70s show?
Yeah. But then they've just released a TV spot for the it was on the Super Bowl for the new Spider-Man.
Amazing
film.
Spider-Man 2.
Haven't seen it. I was going to watch it last night, but
I saw a while ago they had a teaser for it a while ago.
Yeah, they've had a teaser
where you
kind of
see possibly Hobgoblin.
Yeah,
and
there's going to be the Rhino.
Yeah, it wasn't Croc. No, he was in the second. It was in the first one.
That was the Lizard. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know whether they're going to go down the same route because they're bringing in 6 supervillains. And I don't know whether it's too soon.
Yeah,
he's only just fought one giant lizard.
Yeah.
And now you're going to introduce
6
a team of supervillains.
Yeah.
It just.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. But they also teased Winter Soldier.
Yes.
Did you see the tease for that?
Yeah.
It's like 10 seconds long. And it's like,
it's rumoured.
Can't wait for the trailer.
It's rumoured that that's going to be like the strongest Marvel film so far.
I didn't think much of Captain America, but Winter Soldier looks like it might be really good.
Captain America in the Avengers is probably the weakest character.
Still good.
Oh, yeah. But he's not... Since watching it a couple more times, I realised that his role within the Avengers is to give orders.
Yeah,
he's the captain, isn't he? He's trying to keep everyone together, and that's
he's
kind of
also
his
the
role.
moral.
He's the moral compass.
Yeah.
Because you got the Hulk. Obviously, has no compass at all.
No
Rage,
not at all.
Thor.
Is still one of my favourite bits. Is like he goes Hulk. He looks at me and goes smash. Like, kind of does that smile and then runs off. It's like that's
so
brilliant.
Well done.
I need to watch that film again. I only watched it last week.
Oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're reckoning that this is going to be like the
really good,
the best of the Marvel films so far.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez. This is the start of Phase 2, isn't it?
Well, Phase 2 started with Thor.
Iron
Man 3 and then Thor: The Dark World. So we're well into Phase 2 already. Because you've only got the only other Phase 2 movies to go now is obviously Winter Soldier, Guardians of the Galaxy, Ant-Man, and then it's Avengers 2, I think.
Awesome. I think they're doing the right thing by not having a Hulk film separate, I think.
There's only so much you can do.
I mean, Mark
with
Ruffalo
it.
is awesome as the Hulk, but I don't think there's a lot you can do.
No, I think all that you could do with the Hulk is what they did in the Ed Norton one.
That was really good.
Which I really liked. And
I love that film.
I was massively disappointed when they dropped him.
But I think Mark Ruffalo was...
Yeah.
I think they did the right thing.
Yeah, they got the right actor in, for sure.
But at the time, yeah, definitely I was a bit like, I liked Ed Norton.
Yeah.
And Liz loves Ed Norton. So she was a bit disappointed, but she now also loves Mark Ruffalo.
Yeah.
And we saw him in... What's the one where he goes to the asylum? They talk about it on Home quite a lot, HMM. Have you not seen it? Oh, okay.
No, I'm afraid
Doesn't
not.
matter. No, there's a really good one. I want to say it's not Dark something. Oh, bloody hell. I need to try and find it, and I'm not very good at vamping.
I don't know, I can't help you, man.
It's so annoying. I need to find out the name of it because you need to watch it.
Okay. Well, along the superhero vibe, there was a pretty in-depth article on Forbes website this week about the rebranding of Batman versus Superman.
Oh, okay.
Because essentially what has been read into all the press conferences or press releases, excuse me, coming out of Warner Brothers is that they're not mentioning Christopher Nolan.
Really?
In any of the press releases.
Well, he was
Well, he was one of the writers, wasn't he? He came in as a writer and a producer.
But they did rewrite the script, didn't they?
Exactly.
They're rewriting the script.
But it's saying that it's surprising there's been no significant reaction to the statements. First of all, notice that the names Christopher Nolan and Emma Thomas, his wife, are absent from the list of executive producers. Secondly, David Goyer, the screenwriter's name, appears twice, the first time being at the end of the sentence referring to the project as the new film that's being written by Chris Terrio. Goyer's name is also listed among the executive producers of the project.
So he might have taken Christopher Nolan's spot.
Yeah, and this Chris Terrio guy has been brought in to write the script. It's like they're saying that they wanted Nolan's name attached to the first one to give it some grounding in the way that, you know, it's gonna be a bit like the Dark Knight trilogy.
Yeah.
You know, it's edgy, and they wanted him to be on for that. And now that they didn't give Snyder a lot of space to kind of write it himself or
right.
You know, add to it himself. It was almost entirely written and ironclad before Snyder was put on to direct it.
Yeah.
But now it seems that they're giving this Terrio and Snyder a little bit more of
kind of giving them more of a name.
Yeah.
But maybe it was because of the backlash of all the destruction and suggested death.
Yeah, quite possibly.
Like, because that's more dark, isn't it? So maybe that's what Nolan brought into it. So they're probably like, well, you went a bit too dark with it, and people didn't like it, so we're going to back off a bit and take you out of the mix. I don't know.
Yeah, perhaps. I mean,
or perhaps it is just to give it a little leg up.
It's all speculation, I think, at the moment. But it's almost like he's not being involved in this at all. But an interesting point did come up out of it as well, is that saying that the box office numbers for Man of Steel weren't as great as they were hoping.
Yeah.
Which, you know, it wasn't a brilliant film, I don't think.
We've got it in there. I'm going to have a second watch of it soon.
Yeah. But it says that when you adjust the figures for inflation since 2006 and account for 3D ticket pricing, it didn't open a lot higher than Superman Returns, which everyone fucking hated.
Yeah. But I think a lot of people went to see it.
Yeah. But I didn't mind Superman Returns, really.
I think it's been a long time since did I even watch all of it? All I remember, the only bit I actually remember from it is the bit that everyone hates, is where he's up in the sky outside Lois's house, kind of using his X-ray vision to look through to see her with her family.
Yeah. It's a bit creepy.
Yeah, that's the only bit I ever remember seeing, is the bit where Superman's being a bit of a peeping Tom.
Yeah.
But that's Superman. That is Superman. Like, not quite to that extent.
Being a peeping Tom.
But like brooding kind of an outsider.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Like,
and I think
that's more him than... I don't know, I suppose he did do that in
he
Man
was
of
a
Steel
hobo
as well.
for most of it, wasn't he?
Yeah.
So,
Well,
wandering about, growing a
He was a
beard.
wanderer.
Yeah. Trying to fit in when he couldn't and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
I think that was in there, but, you know, it was just... I liked Kevin Spacey as Lex Luthor, though. I thought he was good. I like Kevin Spacey in pretty much anything he's in anyway.
Yeah, what do you think about the new Lex Luthor casting?
Well, this is it. I mean, a lot of people said that it was going to be Bryan Cranston, didn't they? They wanted Bryan Cranston from Breaking Bad.
Because he shaved his head for Breaking Bad?
Yeah. pretty much.
He could have been a very, very good older.
Yeah, but because they're going.
That does raise a good point though, because a lot of the speculation to begin with was the Man of Steel, like the second one with Batman, would be an older Batman.
Yeah.
So set in the future somewhere. But if they're using a younger Lex Luthor,
yeah.
What are they doing there? I mean, the age is going to be majorly different between Superman and Batman.
I think it's almost like they're rewriting it. It's almost like a new 52 style thing, isn't it?
You're kind of making their own.
But is Jesse Eisenberg going to have hair, or will he shave his head for the role?
Well, no, because Lex Luthor, it was a birth thing, wasn't it?
Was it?
I believe so, because in Smallville he never had any hair.
He didn't have hair either. Yeah.
I think it's just like an inherited thing.
Okay.
I don't know Superman lore that well, so I think it is a birth thing. He's got alopecia or something. I don't know.
This is where we need Ian. Ian would know.
He would definitely know.
But what they're also saying as well, box office taking wise, is that actually Man of Steel came out in the summer and made 700 million or something.
Oh, is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
700 million.
It was something like that. Yeah, it doesn't actually give the exact figure.
No, it said in the range of 7.
But they're also saying that Thor: The Dark World was released in November and it made the same, if not slightly more.
That's not good.
No.
Like 700 million for a summer film, for a superhero summer film.
And Thor isn't exactly an A-list superhero either.
But is it Thor: The Dark World, or was it Thor?
The Dark World.
I see. Now, this was Man of Steel. This was the first new Superman film. So people, but
how many people went to see Iron Man?
Better. But how many people went to see the original Thor? Because not a lot of people knew Thor. Like I didn't see the original Thor in the cinema, but I went to see Thor: The Dark World.
Right.
But like I say, Superman is a much better known character, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly. He should have way more.
And the first Iron Man didn't get as much, but then like the subsequent Iron Mans, because everyone knew who Iron Man was. It's one of those things. Man of Steel 2, whatever they want to call it, is probably going to be a much higher grossing. Although maybe not, because of the fact that not a lot of people liked.
Yeah. Oh no, hold on. 668 million for Superman. And Thor: The Dark World in only a few months has got over 700 million.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't know.
I just think that they shouldn't. I don't think that they should be bothering to compete with Marvel. Like,
not yet.
I don't think people should actually go this in depth into looking at the figures and stuff, because actually Marvel now are where DC now are where Marvel was 6 years ago.
That's exactly what I was going to say. You can't compare DC's Phase 1 to Marvel's Phase 2.
Yeah.
Because that's what they're doing there. It's a bit different.
Yeah.
I don't
also
really...
Sorry.
No. I was going to go on to that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just... you've got... They're completely separate entities. They're doing completely separate things. And Man of Steel proved that, they're not doing the Stars and Spangles comedy type superhero movies that Marvel are doing. And I like Marvel. I love what they do with their characters.
The films are really fun.
I'm not such a fan of the DC stuff. Like, Batman, brilliant, but all the rest of it I don't really know or really care about.
But I remember as a kid, like saying the Stars and Spangles and fun. But I remember as a kid, I used to buy I used to go to the comic shop. And I used to buy, when you used to get bundles of like 5 comics, I would always go for the Marvel comics.
Yeah.
Because they appealed to me more, because they were colourful. And I used to look at the DC ones and go, oh, they're for grown-ups.
Right.
Because they're a lot darker. Like, I don't want to read that dark comic and stuff like that. So I was always more drawn towards that. So I think that works better for film-wise.
Yeah, definitely. It's more flashy. It's more showy. You're going to get a broader audience in to see it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think Marvel films appeal to families, and like the DC films, like the Dark Knight, more appeals to sort of late teens, like onwards. So it appeals to adults. So you've got less of an audience going, like you say, a broader range. So it's one of those things, isn't it? And now the new Marvel film, they're going to have a bloody cartoon raccoon in it.
Well, this is it.
With a bazooka.
This is odd, isn't it? Because I
didn't realise it was Bradley Cooper either.
Yeah.
That's a bit strange choice.
Bradley Cooper's going to be Rocket
Vin
Raccoon.
Diesel.
Vin Diesel is Groot.
Yeah.
But he will only have one line.
Yeah.
Yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy, because At the end of Thor: The Dark World, they introduced you to a character called the Collector, who is part of the Guardians of the Galaxy universe. And that scene at the very end
threw me for six.
It looked like it was from a completely different universe of fit. Like it didn't seem like it fit.
No, that's exactly
Marvel...
what I thought. I went, what the hell is that?
I will go and see Guardians of the Galaxy, and I think it will be fun.
Yeah,
but they will not be able to integrate those characters.
You can't bring Rocket Raccoon into
Iron Man.
No.
Or the Avengers.
No.
You know, I don't think it's gonna.
Like Hulk stood next to him.
Yeah.
Or under him. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether they're going a step too far.
I'm looking forward to
I
it.
know that Marvel have had this sorted for years, so they know what they're doing with it.
Still worries you.
But it's a weird choice.
Yeah.
I mean, even Ant-Man really is a bit of a strange choice. Yeah. But
especially when he's going to have to eventually be integrated into the Avengers.
Yeah. But that is based more in reality than a bunch of alien superheroes.
As much reality as the Avengers and Marvel can be, yeah.
I know, you've got to suspend your disbelief slightly.
But it is a different... It does seem like it's a totally different strain of sort of comic as well. Like, if you're going to have comics, how can you integrate them with...
Yeah.
Which they would have done at some point, but it's just a bit difficult. But it would have been like a cameo scene.
Yeah, it strikes me that Guardians of the Galaxy should possibly have been like a cartoon series.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and you, instead of having like live action, like Captain America kind of conversing with them, kind of have a cartoon Captain America conversing with a raccoon. It would make
more sense.
It would be easier to take.
Yeah.
But I'm looking forward to the next lot of films.
And I will go and see Man of Steel versus Superman, or Man of Steel / Justice League, or whatever it's going to be called. Yeah. Because, you know, why not?
Speaking of Superman and Batman, actually, I was looking through Comixology and I actually discovered a series of books, like Batman / Superman and Superman / Batman, two separate books. I actually started reading the Superman Batman series. I didn't know it existed, so I only, because the logo was the same, I downloaded it, and it seems really interesting from the one issue I've read so far. I will continue to read that, and I think I might go for the Batman Superman ones as well, because they probably run alongside.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one seems more focused on Superman with Batman coming in to help him and stuff. It's quite cool. I'm looking forward to reading more of those. I've actually started about halfway through Days of Future Past comic.
Really?
Like the whole book, yeah.
What, in the lead up to the film?
Yeah, I want to know. I watched the cartoon, so
yeah,
I've got a vague idea, but I want to read how it should be.
Yeah, I mean, that's going to be insane.
Hopefully. I hope so. But yeah, I'm reading shitloads of comics at the minute.
I need to get around to reading the Court of Owls one.
Have you still? I was going to ask you about that.
Well, I'm still reading through Morrissey's autobiography, aren't I?
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to do a chunk of it from this week. We're already running towards the hour.
Yeah, we didn't bring a lot in today, as you can tell, because we just rambled. But Court of Owls is so good. You will want to buy all of them and just go through the lot.
Yeah, sure.
That's what I want to do, but I haven't got the money. It is so good. I want to get Lock and Key as well, which Nerd Church recommended.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because I've read the sample, like the preview of it, and it does seem interesting. I want to get a book called Girls, which is about an alien being that comes down. Basically, it's just a naked woman with hair strategically placed.
Oh, yeah.
But like seducing people. And
a bit like Species.
Yeah, but probably better.
Yeah.
To be fair. I enjoyed Species.
So did I, but probably for the wrong reasons.
Yeah, definitely. But I want to watch Species 2, but Liz doesn't. Oh, speaking of twos, we need to watch Machete Kills.
We do.
We really need to.
I know.
We said about that in
it came out in the summer, and it just passed us by completely, didn't
we need to have a film night with Machete Kills.
Definitely. Get a double bill, both. Machete and Machete 2. That would be an interesting one. That would make for a good episode.
One other bit of, I don't know, did you want to go for that last bit of geek news, and then I'll go on to some other news?
Yeah, sure. Well, last week...
Why are we calling it geek news?
I don't know, because it is. It's news to do with geeky stuff.
Tony.
Last week, we posed a question to all of our podcast pals, and that was, which film do you think should be turned into a musical? And I chose Jurassic Park, which apparently had already been made into a
Have you watched
small
that? I
touring
don't think it was
musical.
quite a musical. It was a stage play.
Oh, right. Yeah.
It did look fucking funny.
Yeah. But this week it's been announced that Back to the Future will become a West End musical.
I'll give that a miss.
Do you reckon?
No, I don't know. They shouldn't.
That was kind of my thing as well.
Unless there's a song called Great Scott Marty.
But they're saying that Robert Zemeckis and Bob Gale, who both wrote the original, writing it, they're not making it a complete remake. They're gonna try and squeeze in extra bits and stuff to keep it fresh.
I wonder if they got the license to Johnny Be Good.
Well, they're saying we intend to use music from the movie along with brand new songs to make a version of Back to the Future that is fresh, entertaining, and takes advantage of all the amazing things that can now be done on stage.
I don't know.
I want to see the DeLorean disappear on stage. I want to see how they're going to do that.
I don't know. It worries me. They won't. It will go off to the side of the stage and there'll be a big burst of flame or something. Or lightning.
But Alan Silvestri, the composer who has done a lot of Zemeckis films, is going to be writing the songs with a guy called Glenn Ballard, who I don't know. Hold on. Ballard is a 6-time Grammy winner.
Fair
Possibly
play.
should have heard of him then.
Yeah.
Co-wrote and produced Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill. And co-wrote music for the stage adaptation of Ghost. So he's got pedigree.
Yeah, apparently Ghost was rubbish.
Oh, really?
I don't
know.
Dirty Dancing was. I took Liz to see that.
Yeah,
it wasn't very good.
Oh, really?
No.
Oh, not so good though.
The thing that worries me about the DeLorean, like you're saying, I went to see We Will Rock You, which is the Queen musical. And there's a bit where they're riding on a motorbike. And it is a motorbike in the middle of the stage on a turntable.
Right.
And that's it.
Oh.
And it's like, while they're singing, that worries me. I don't want to see that.
But I just, wanted to see what the temperature was.
It'd be interesting.
That.
I probably will go see it at some point, but it does scare me when they turn films into musicals.
Yeah, and also all these jukebox musicals get a little bit.
Musicals into films are great. Films into musicals.
Well, with the exception of Mamma Mia.
I've not seen it.
It's a bit of fun.
Is it good, the film? I've seen a bit of it, actually, to be fair.
It's fun. It's not good. It's just fun. But most of the comedy comes from Pierce Brosnan trying to sing ABBA songs.
Oh, okay.
He cannot sing.
Yeah, I saw Meryl Streep. She's quite good.
Yeah. Meryl Streep's good. And even Stellan Skarsgård is pretty good as well.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Pierce Brosnan moves.
Oh, actually, I brought up that film, didn't I, that I was looking for earlier. The
Mark Ruffalo one.
The Mark Ruffalo one, yeah, Shutter Island.
Oh, it was Shutter Island.
Yeah.
I have seen that.
You have seen it?
Yeah.
That's a very good film. Yeah, we like him in that. Sorry.
I did wonder whether that was it, but I couldn't remember Mark Ruffalo being in that.
He was the main...
Was he?
Yeah. I'll tell you after.
To be fair, the only time that I've seen it is on a plane. So it was on a screen that big.
Oh, yeah. He was the main detective.
Okay. Oh, really?
Yeah. So if you remember the twist of it, you know who he was. Yeah.
This was also when I went out. Oh God, I must have been. It's a long time ago that film came out.
2010.
Oh, okay then.
So.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's a good film, and he was very good in it, and I enjoyed it. But yes, that was Mark Ruffalo. Sorry. Yeah. So, bloody hell!
Stop fitting things.
Yeah. Okay. Well done. But the Back to the Future maybe.
Yeah.
The only bit of news I got, which was I saw it on a YouTuber called Philip DeFranco. His name is Philly D. He does like a daily news show. That he's very opinionated American guy. He's very, very good. He done this story about Justin Bieber. He's been arrested and blah blah blah.
Yes.
All that stuff. There was actually a petition on We the People website to get Justin Bieber deported.
Oh, good.
Okay. For We the People, when a petition on that website, it's a White House website, it's White House petitions. When it reaches over 100,000 signatures or virtual signatures, the White House have to
act on it.
Have to have genuine meetings, hold press conferences, and have to sort of like, really? It got 236,000 signatures. So at some point, somebody asked at a press conference on Friday, White House spokesman Jay Carney was asked whether the president would address the We the People petition. He said the process will occur, as is our commitment. So the White House have to address this,
the menace that is
the Justin Bieber thing. He's not going to get deported. Let's be honest. He's bringing way too much money into the US. He's not going to get deported. But to see Barack Obama have to fucking address it is going to be amazing.
I'll watch that Senate debate.
That's going to be brilliant. But I just thought that just makes you smile.
Why is it that celebrities get this treatment where they can get away with doing whatever the fuck they want? It really, really annoys me.
It's money.
Yeah, but even people in this country like Pete fucking Doherty got away with all sorts. Like kidnapping that girl. Well, not kidnapping that girl, but that girl got on the tour bus with them a few years back and disappeared.
He died, so...
Huh?
Pete Doherty.
Is he dead?
I'm pretty sure.
I don't... Really?
I don't. Hang on. I'm going to have to look this up.
I'm not sure. Amy Winehouse died. That was his mate.
Did he not?
I don't think so.
Maybe he did. I don't know. Where is he now anyway if he's not?
Fuck knows. It's a good point. Maybe he did and I just didn't hear about it.
Hang on.
But
charming inexactness.
I just
maybe he didn't.
He's a complete
I'm sure he did. Where is he then? He's just disappeared.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Or is he in prison? No, I don't know. Maybe he didn't actually at all. No, it's only got his birth on here. Nah. I just killed him in my head anyway.
Well, yeah. I mean...
Where the bloody hell has he gone then? I never liked Baby Shambles.
Baby Shambles were shit.
They were a shambles.
Well, yeah. From what I heard, he hardly ever turned up to any of their gigs anyway. And if he did, he forgot all the words because he was so fucking high.
Was he think he's Axl Rose or something?
Yeah, pretty much. No, he was just strung out.
He's not dead. My mistake. I killed him off. He's dead to me.
It's easy to get them.
But confused. All these girls loved him and fancied the pants off him. Thought it was the best thing since he was
just a junkie.
Yeah, and he looked like a junkie.
Yeah. I mean, there was this. There was a picture in the NME a few years back, and he was pictured with Shane McGowan from the Pogues, and he looked worse
than Shane McGowan.
He actually made Shane McGowan look kind of dapper.
Oh Jesus. But I don't know, Pete Doherty, like celebrities get
because he used to get away with all sorts, but he wasn't really a massive money-making star. Like the Libertines didn't make all that much money. Baby Shambles certainly didn't.
The Libertines weren't as terrible.
And did you see him on the Live Aid 20 or whatever?
No.
It was? He played with Elton John. He sung Children of the Revolution.
Really?
With Elton John. And it was a fucking mess. Elton John had to sing it eventually because he was just all over the place.
Yeah.
Why let that prick on stage at all?
Because people liked him. I don't know. But celebrities do get some shitty treatment. But I am going to seriously look forward to hearing Barack Obama.
Yeah. Discuss the
Justin Bieber thing. I think his daughter's was a Justin Bieber fan or something.
Oh, really?
As well.
She's a believer.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know if she was that far, but I mean, I might be making that up as well.
Who knows?
But I make it charming and like.
So that iTunes comment.
Yeah, pretty accurate. I don't know, but I mean, that was the only thing I had. What else did I? No, I think that's all I had actually.
I've got one last thing.
Go.
And it's an audio clip.
Oh,
so
of course.
I shall need the audio cable.
I've turned it down. I've turned it down, so I'll make sure to turn it up again. That goes in the front one, and I'm going to turn it up. And we'll listen for levels, and I'll adjust accordingly.
Basically, this is Busta Rhymes' new song.
Yeah.
It's called Thank You, and it's got, Q-Tip, Kanye West, and Lil Wayne. I'm not too bothered about it.
I love the fact us English people call him Lil Wayne.
Lil Wayne.
Yeah, it's actually about L-I-L, so it's Lil Wayne, but we say, no, that's not a word, it's little. He's Little Wayne.
He is Little Wayne.
Little Wayne.
Yes.
Itty bitty Wayne.
I love Busta Rhymes.
Yes.
I am a big fan of Busta Rhymes. I don't own any of his albums.
No, but I'm a fan of his style.
Yeah.
The way he raps, and the amount of breath that man has got.
It's insane, isn't
his
it?
lung capacity.
And he's been doing it for like 2 decades or more, probably. And like pretty much everything I hear by him, I really like. Just because, like you say, his style is insane.
Yeah, it might not even be the songs themselves I like, or the tunes themselves
No,
I like. It's just him.
Him. Yeah, he's got a lot of charisma. He's got a proper like personality, and it shines through. I think. But this new song, "Thank You," I think he's taking it a step too far. He started to rap absolute fucking nonsense now.
Yeah, we should be able to get away with this.
Fuck it, I don't care. He can come after me.
But yeah, listen.
But this is
the lyrics.
This is just a clip of the new song, "Thank You," and I want to see how many words you actually recognise, because I'm pretty sure he's started going through Pokemon characters.
Oh really?
Now,
what volume is it on there? It looks like it's quite low on the.
Yeah, it is. Do you want me to turn it up?
Yeah, turn it up a bit.
All the way?
Well, turn it up all the way and I'll adjust here.
Okay.
Go for it.
So if this blasts your eardrums out, blasts your eardrums
no, it's quiet.
It's fine. Right, so yeah, try and pick out some words from this.
See how we push sometime a man forget cough. Beat him in the head, boopity boff, zippity boff. Beat him in the head again, stop killing me, wolf. Whop, beat him till he drop, piggity poof.
There was a Piggety Poof in there.
There was a Piggety Poof. There was a Jiggly Puff.
Head. I got head.
Killing me, wolf.
Try and listen to it again because it was a bit.
We'll play it again. We'll see what happens.
A gauge, you're just a single cause you wouldn't engage. Turned up with the script on the cup. You keep the goddess with us.
See how we push sometime a man forget cough. Beat him in the head, boopity boff, zippity boff. Beat him in the head again, stop killing me, wolf. Whop, beat him till he drop, piggity poof.
That's brilliant.
But the thing is, I'll let him get away with it.
Because it's him.
Because he's a genius.
Yeah. It's like, there's not a lot, I say there's not a lot to that song. It's a very simple, basic sort of, there's not a lot of melody.
Yeah.
There's not really much dynamic or variation in it, but the actual, I just love the way it sounds. I really like that song. I heard it on the way to work the other day and I was like, this is really good. I'm not a massive fan of that, like a lot of rap.
No.
That song I just really like for some reason. Like I really, really enjoy that. That song. I really like that song.
I think certain hip hop transcends just.
Yeah, I think the only ones
the rap community.
My people are like older Dre and Snoop Dogg
yeah,
stuff.
But also
I like Eminem. I like say Busta Rhymes.
Like Busta Rhymes is from that generation.
Some Exhibit
as well.
actually as well.
Exhibit, yeah.
I think I like that gruffness of the voice.
Yeah,
I think.
Yeah.
But stuff like that I like.
La Coca Nostra as well.
I don't know
really
who that is.
Hardcore, like Slain, Ill Bill, DJ Lethal is in it as well. He
really?
does the beats for it.
Bring it on.
Yeah. Fucking good.
But yeah, so like I like certain type of rap. I don't know if it's East Coast or West Coast rap, but that's the sort of stuff I like.
I don't care about coasts. It's what sounds good.
Yeah, but it's very regional, isn't it?
Yeah,
as well,
yeah.
Depending where you're from in the East Coast or the West Coast, or fuck it, I don't know. I do know that I probably wouldn't like Chet Hayes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did you hear? There's a guy called Jensen Karp. He owns like a gallery 1988, which is like a pop culture art gallery. He used to be known as Hot Carl. That was his rapper name, and he got like couple of $1 million deal with a record company when he was really young, just because he used to phone up radio stations and do like freestyle raps about certain stuff. He's a Jewish guy from California.
I have heard of this guy. Yeah.
Hot Carl, and he's put Hot Carl behind him. He's just Jensen Karp now, and he was on Twitter and he started not going after Chet Hayes, but Chet Hayes posted something on Twitter and he was like, "Oh, what about this?"
Yes, I think I've seen this.
Have you seen this?
Yeah.
And like Chet Hayes was like, "Oh, fuck off, you little blogger nerd," blah blah blah, and I think Jensen Karp tweeted back like, "Well, you know, whatever." Like he was just like, you know, you're a rich guy, don't act like you're from the streets. It's ridiculous. Just be you. Be who you really are. Oh, this is me. What would you know? I'd fucking kill you in a rap battle any day. And Jensen Karp went, okay.
Bring it.
And then like after a few more tweets, obviously Chet Hayes had found out who Jensen Karp was and just shut up.
Yeah.
Hasn't actually said anything since. And like there's these places that are like, we will host this rap battle. We will film it. We will do this. Please do this rap battle. And Chet Hayes is just like, kept quiet.
He's gonna not do it.
Yeah, because this guy's actually a really good rapper, isn't he? It's just like fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
That's why I love the internet these days. But yeah,
Too right. Actually, I did get the new Eminem album as well for Christmas.
Did you listen to it yet?
I haven't listened to it all the way through. It's ridiculous. I don't have time.
Because?
I realise because I'm just listening to podcasts.
I was going to say, why have you not listened to it all the way through? Why did you start it and stop it?
Because I don't have time. Like,
how did you find what you have listened to?
Yeah, no, I really like it.
You do? Okay.
I haven't listened to all of it.
Okay,
though,
it's
so
another thing I'm a bit meh.
Yeah.
It's all right. But I had this sort of conversation with my brother's girlfriend because she's an Eminem fan, and she was like, "He's just not the same."
Yeah,
he's much better when he's angry.
Yeah, and he's
much better.
He seems to be trying
to be angry.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's one of these people that's better fucked up on drugs.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
True.
Cool, but there's standout tunes on that album, I think.
Definitely, yeah. I mean, I need to get around. I watched Sound City.
Oh, you have?
Last night, the Dave Grohl film
was
about
on
the soundboard. It was
TV,
on
wasn't it?
BBC 4.
Yeah.
Really good. Really enjoyed it.
Documentary.
It made me want to listen to Nirvana again.
I had that the other day.
It really made me want to listen to
There's a video
Nirvana.
I posted of a little kid who was
really?
in the back of a car asleep, and his parents played a Nirvana, and he woke up. I was like, I've got to listen to Nirvana, and I did on the way to work, really loud, and fucking loved the hell out of it.
Yeah, it really
brilliant.
awakened a part of me.
I mean, I listened to the greatest hits, which has got everything you what you want.
Yeah,
I was just like, yes, I love Nirvana. I forgot how much I love Nirvana.
That's it. Until last night. I was like, the night before.
So Tom's going to be listening to some Nirvana soon.
I need to make space to listen to music again because I only listen to podcasts now, and I forget like how good music is just to listen to music. Do you know what I mean?
I had that exact thought yesterday at work. I was like, I'm listening to podcasts all day at work, overtime, 8 hours. Listening to podcasts.
Yeah. I mean, if I hadn't been ill at the end of last week, I'd have so much to catch up on podcast wise because I just listened to podcasts all day for 2 days last week.
Christ!
And I'm still not caught up.
I get sick of people talking at me sometimes.
Yeah.
Occasionally, I will take half an hour just to listen to music and then get back to podcasts.
Like I say, the Sound City documentary really kind of made me want to listen to music again.
Yeah. Do you not think it focused too heavily on Dave Grohl's career and Nirvana?
Yeah, but it was made by him, so it was always going to like that's what he knows.
It was like, it's going to be about the soundboard and the bands that have recorded, and then half of it's going to be about Nirvana recording Nevermind. It was like, it was still fascinating, and the music that came out of it, like the album that he recorded, some of the tracks on there are really good.
Yeah, I really want to get that album actually.
Yeah.
There was a lot of Tom Petty, and I'm not a big Tom Petty guy.
Yeah.
You know, and there wasn't enough of Josh Homme and Trent Reznor.
I'm not a fan of 9 Inch Nails.
Yeah,
so
some of it is alright.
Yeah,
you know.
That's my least favourite song on that film.
Yeah.
The Trent
but
Reznor
Josh
one.
Homme never mentioned Queens of the Stone Age or Caius, and Caius recorded there.
Yeah.
And they didn't get a mention at all, and I really like that band.
Yeah, I don't know, but still.
Yeah.
Great documentary. If you haven't seen it, definitely go.
Yeah, I think there's a lot to go away.
It was one of the first things we spoke about.
It was, yeah, and I never.
And I kept calling it Studio City.
And I never bothered asking to borrow it off you, and
I know.
You never gave it to me either. Yeah. But it's okay because I've seen it now, a year on.
Well done.
And I've caught up with it.
Probably exactly a year actually, because it was about episode 2 or 3. I mentioned it with Corky here.
Yeah.
Oh well.
It all comes full circle.
It does.
As these episodes tend to. So, I think for Anywhere But Here this week, I've been Tom.
I've been Ant.
Bye. Jiggly Poof.
See how we push sometime a man forget cough, beat him in the head, boopity boff, zippity boff, beat him in the head again, stop killing me wolf, whop, beat him till he drop, Piggety Poof.